I hope you can hear me. I've been having audio issues every time I start stream, so I'm just gonna assume you can hear me. Hi everyone! Neppy, congrats on first. Also, hello Neppy. Ken, hello, welcome in. Chance, congrats on also redeeming first. I don't know what happened there. But hi Chance, how are you? Wizard, thank you for subscribing. Hi Wizard, how are you? Dorsey, hello, hi, how are you? Daft, hi, how are you? Ben, hi, how are you? Green Day, how are you? Rollstat, how are you? Oh no, Stream Elements is not subbed. Gonna be lurking because working, got tables to clean and fish fryer to sort out. Okay, Norsey, you're like, the picture, the Rollstat, thank you. The picture that I tweeted, top, left to right, down, left to right, down, left to right, that's the order that everyone's in. You're like middle of the stream, Norsey, so if you're here at the middle of the stream.
Wizard Off Goats gifted a tier 1 sub to Stream Elements. They have given 93 gift subs in the channel.
Ah! Wizard, thank you for gifting us up to Stream Elements. Now we can use the hype. Hi Nick, how are you? Counterclockwise? No, just hi Aki, how are you? Nick is like my #1 viewer on YouTube.
Nick Spearman gifted a tier 1 sub to Artit Aki. They have given 3 gift subs in the channel.
I looked at my YouTube. Oh, Nick, thank you for gifting a sub to Aki. I looked up my YouTube. Nick is rewatching me, Aaron, and Wizard play For the King, and all of my most recent watched the videos that are getting views right now are all just For the King with 1 view each. Am I not good enough to be early? Listen, I usually do it in the order that people sign up, but there were only a couple video entries this time, so I spread out the videos so that they're kind of like throughout the stream, and then the audio entries are between the videos. So we're starting with a video, then a couple audio, then a video, then a couple audio, then a video. So that's how I did it. That's why I'm gonna watch the hell you of YouTube. Thank you, Rollstat. I think I have... Yeah, I have my link tree. Hi, Carly, how are you? How's Carly? I hope Carly's good. I can type, Ashley, I swear. Yeah, okay. How's everyone? I have my Welcome to Hell hoodie. I wore this my last stream, but my last stream wasn't in this room, and the back is a picture of this room. So, I wanted to wear it again. Professional streamer with socials command. Exactly! I don't know which mod made that for me, but I don't think it was me. Roomception, I know! I'm wearing shorts, so I don't want to stand up and show it because that would be uncomfortable for everyone involved. But it's there. I promise it's there. Also, I just tried to wheel and I got stuck on something and my wheel did not wheel. There's someone here. Hi, Ryan. Norsey, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. Our flooring upstairs was redone. We got new flooring. So, you're cut off. I just cracked this open before stream. Oh my god. I got home. I planned to have a drinky before stream. I got home. I set one on a coaster, but I set it like right on the edge. It slid off the coaster and fell on the floor. So an entire cider was fed to the floor. Ryan knocked on the door to show me that he was wearing a Yankees hat. Him and Tess were just in New York, so he got He got a Yankees hat. But as I was saying, our floor here was just redone, so I have a bit of a fire hazard in the doorway, the vacuum and 2 ladders and all of that. I had to squeeze through that little hole in the door to get in here. So like if there's a fire, I'm not getting out of this room, but like we're just gonna pretend that there's not gonna be a fire. Cyber, hello, welcome in. I'm calling the fire marshal. Do not. Basically, this has been a disaster before it even began. I took a half day today from work because my slideshow wasn't done. I had to take a half day.
Peel the avocado, peel the avocado, peel the avocado, peel the avocado. Guacamole, 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 guacamole.
Cyber! Thank you! I appreciate you! Thank you all for the hype train. Cyber even. Oh, if any of you aren't in my Discord, you're all in my Discord. I know it. I know you're all in my Discord. Thanks! Lizard! Thank you! Why? Why? Oh no! Words. Thank you for the wizard shout out. Wizard's gonna stream now. Wizard figured out how to use OBS, and Wizard's gonna stream now. Everyone, go follow Wizard. Everyone go follow Wizard. Thank you for the cyber shout out.
Ow.
Thank you for the gifty
That's
subs.
very
That was
rude.
warm.
I guess I accidentally, he
and
looked at
this
me.
is a affiliate special.
Don't mind me.
It is a, it's an official.
19! Wizard is legally binding. 19 days. You can't just lie to people like that. What do you think this is, the internet? It is the internet. In my Discord, in the selfies and nails channel, I met Ken on Saturday. Ken, after, like, at the day I announced this merch, I tweeted it out, and Ken messaged me and was like, just bought my shirt to wear to when we meet. And I thought it was gonna be the Welcome to Hell shirt, like the one I just announced. Ken shows up in the I Hate Ashley shirt. So I posted a picture of that in the Selfies and Nails channel. And he also had a Legacy of Kain phone case, so... Wide Pot, welcome in, how are you? I hope you have a good day. Bold moves, extremely bold. It was the first time we met in person, and that's what he showed up in? We ban. Living, also living, also living. No! I cannot ban!
Just say something.
Thank you for the Wide Pot shout out.
I can barely see nowadays, but I still make out some shapes. I can tell you are some strange looking donuts.
That's racist. Big donut.
What is happening in this clip? That's the only clip for Aki I ever get, Nick. No. Oh! It's a Luigi clip. I have a Mario hat. We could be Mario and Luigi for Halloween. I don't know what that was. It was a good clip. I liked it.
Spooky spiders.
Welcome to hell!
In my
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to hell! We have fun here! I have merch that says that now. Shameless plug. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I have anonymous followers on, but if you would like to introduce yourself in chat, please feel free.
This one's a doozy.
Nice hoodie.
Kim! Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.
Peel the
Ah!
avocado, peel the avocado, peel the avocado, peel the avocado. Guacamole, Guacamole.
Sergeant Day, thank you so much! The stream hasn't started. Aki, what is this clip? You haven't drawn anything yet.
Time starts now. Okay, so we got like
I am warm. Thank you all so much. I don't know what who clipped that. I'm not late. You're late. Hi, Erin. How are you? No one's late. We're just on time. Oh no.
Hey everybody, Kupo. Welcome to
Kupo!
my stream. I'm playing Truck Simulator today, and buddy, no, buddy, wait, buddy,
Horse can swim?
Horse can swim, and my horse is dead.
Hype, 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 hype.
Hi. Ben, thank you for the 700 pennies. I appreciate you so much. Swim? My favorite part of that clip is Cyber just laughing in the background. That's the best part. Your impression is great, but Cyber laughing is the best part of the clip. Almost sounded like pie.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Ah! Thank you for subscribing. Ah! I'm in pain. I could not contain myself. It makes the clip, Cyber. It's perfect. Thank you for the Aaron shout out. It's Spider-Man.
Where's the crime?
Where'd he
We
go?
all just saw that, right? That person just like
Spooderman.
went up the wall and disappeared. That wasn't just me, right?
It was not just you. It existed. Oh, he's in the wall.
Sir?
Oh. Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna check on that guy after.
I think that was supposed to be there. I saw nothing. I think that was on purpose, and that was the part of the game. I don't think it was a glitch. I think it was fine. It was normal. I got a big pop-up. Sergeant Day!
SGT Dayam gifted a tier 1 sub to Dridked. They have given 8 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Sergeant Day. I appreciate.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
There's pie?
There's no pie. Rose said I don't have pie. Thank you for the hype tree. I haven't even started the stream yet. Get everything out of the way.
Okay.
Now.
Just several chainsaws.
Because shout outs and alerts will be off for majority of the stream. Unsub. You cannot unsub. It's not allowed. Shlee, as a pie expert, would you
Well,
consider
that means it's time
cheesecake
to
more
go.
of a cake or
Oh,
a pie?
son of a.
Nick, I've never thought of that as a question before, but Wild puns are the best. Okay, let's do this time. This is like one of my first clips.
Alright, it's very nice.
Your
he
answer will
says.
decide the fate of the channel. It has cake in the
Oh, it
name,
exploded.
but it has
way more points than last time.
it has like the
How's the
crust like a
technique?
pie.
Right in the middle, double the points.
I'm gonna say it's
much
pie.
better
It's
than the
more
last
in the
one.
pie family than the cake family, even though it has cake in the name.
Loved it.
No way. Kim, your wedding dessert was pie. Fascinating. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? What's the correct answer here? Sweet potato cake. What? North Sea.
Chugga 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 chugga
Why does every
chugga
stream
chugga
start like
chugga
this?
chugga 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 choo choo.
This one's a doozy.
Choo choo.
Choo choo! Norcy and Rosette, thank you for the biddies. You asked like that like you don't know us. I don't know. Neptune, I know nothing. So true, bestie. So we've got a little stream planned for tonight. Everyone put a lot of work in.
Wizard Off Goats gifted a tier 1 sub to Silent Ninja Bravo. Wizard Off Goats gifted a tier 1 sub to Noted Bones Haver. Wizard Off Goats gifted a tier 1 sub to Melody Bennett.
I've been working on this stream for a month. Oh, community challenge 75%. Uh-oh, my mods are gonna have to take over my stream. I did put a lot of work in, then I hated it, so I scrapped it. Listen, it happens. It happens. Sometimes you have to delete your art, and that's okay. I speed ran my video. Thank you all for your contribution to the mod challenge. Listen, I put a minimal effort because Ashley hates everything I love. Norcy, you for sure recorded yours when you were out on a smoke break. Like, you can hear the wind in the background. You just sat outside and recorded it on your phone, and I approve, but like, sometimes you have to delete your art. Don't I know it? That's what I did with my voice note. Cyber, your voice note's like 7 minutes. But I spent like 4 hours this morning finishing the slideshow, but like I've been working on it for the month and a half that it's been announced, so it has a whole new look. It had a brand new makeover. It's not that green color anymore. It's a pink color now. Though my first voice note, I burped a bunch. I should have kept them in. Thank you for the Carly shout out. I was at home at the time having sing. I was like, should I need to record something for Ashley? I knew it! Is ice cream cake more of a pie than a cake? It's ice cream. It's neither. Thank you all for the hype train. I appreciate all of you so much. That was... Oh, that was too much. It was 20 minutes and I redid it 3 times to make it 7 minutes. It's mayonnaise and it's... Save that for later when we get to Ben's submission. Now that the hype train's done, there will be no more clip shoutouts or alerts, so cool it. Cool your freaking jets. We're gonna get on to the stream. We're gonna begin. I'm scared. I recorded like 5 to 7 minutes, but edited down to 3, so there's a special extended director's cut edition. Aki, you should have sent that in. I recorded mine, did the whole thing, then realized my mic was muted. Hey, we've all been there. Rollstat, thank you for the 9 bits. Coolie Jets, Coolie, thank you. Officially cooled. You've all been cooled down. The mod stream takeover is almost done, and thank you all for the hype train. I appreciate it. Don't be nervous. You know how reasonable we are. I know that. So, Ashley judges chat's favorite cartoons. We watched all of them in Discord, so everyone had a chance to watch along to see all of the shows that everyone submitted. As long as you grade these great shows fairly, you have nothing to be afraid of. Exactly. Everything's fair and fair. Just a reminder to my mods that I do have the chat commands for streams like this. So if people come in and we're watching a video or something, you can use that chat command. But let's get started with it's not my favorite cartoon. Ashley ignoring chat. Ashley is ignoring chat. I would like to first thank all of the lovely individuals that entered this stream. We have Wizard Ken, Aki, Kale, Hoodies, Norsey, Ben, Cyver, Neppy, Carly, Daft, and Brayden. Every single one of these lovely individuals submitted a cartoon for us to watch. And here are all these lovely faces. I stole everyone's picture off Twitter, except Hoodies doesn't have Twitter, so I had to steal Hoodie's picture off of Discord, so it's like slightly lower quality than the rest and is bugging me so much. Ken is suspiciously high up. I put Ken and Aki beside each other because they always need to be beside each other. Could cast the people, exactly. This is my favorite. Actually, this is not my favorite. I thought it was gonna be my favorite game. I usually have a sheet that says what each slide is, but today's slideshow is 104 slides, and I didn't want to write out what each slide was, so we're just gonna wing it. Oh, Hoodie's picture is Sarah. Okay, what's next? This stream, I made I made a real brick. So the things that everyone had to have in their show for it to be a good show. Is the theme song good? You know, a good show has a good theme song. Is there a lil guy? I need a lil guy to hold my attention when I'm watching a show. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? Do they have cool character designs? They have fun outfits? We'll see. Did it make me feel feelings? Not necessarily a must, but there's always feelings are necessary sometimes. Is it a cartoon? Some of these entrances were not, no spoilers, but some of them might have not been cartoons. And do I like the art style? I meant entries, Kim. Leave me alone. I meant entries. Sometimes I'll watch cartoons and I don't like the art, but I'll still watch it. But sometimes I like to watch a cartoon that has good art. Conveniently, there's a bunch of new textbooks for sale. Some people didn't understand the assignment. I know when they had this to go along and they still didn't submit cartoons. Okay, next. Let's recap. We covered this in the Roast of Shlee stream. Ben judged my favorite cartoon, Haikyuu. So let's just go over. I'm not going to make you sit through a whole presentation on my favorite show again because we've done this. So 1, the theme songs are all bops. There's multiple theme songs throughout the series, but they're all bops. 2, the main character is striving to be like the Tiny Giant, so I figured that counts as a little guy because his name is the Tiny Giant. 3, I was someone from the show for Halloween, so that's checked off. 4, feelings were felt. Look how sad my third years are after losing a game. Look how sad they are. Feelings felt. 5, it is an anime, but I forgive her. And yes, it's so pretty and nice to look at. So that's an obvious 10 out of 10 for you. 10 out of 10, obviously. Perfect cartoon, nothing wrong with it. Obviously it's a 10 out of 10. So, are your third years sad because you gave them a rubric after the assignment was due? No, it's not rigged. It's not rigged. Please don't ban me. Please don't ban me. Out of 24? No, it's out of 10. Don't worry. It all makes sense. Don't worry. Next up we have Arcane. Submitted by Wizard. Everyone voted that they wanted their submission played and then to to hear my thoughts after their submission, so we're gonna hear from Wizard now. I'm a mess, let's go!
Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Right away, I swear I'll never be a sad away. My enemy. Right away, I swear I'll never be a sad.
Hey Ashley. Hi chat, it's Wizard again. Long time no see. We're here in Season 2 of Schlee Judges. Who would have thought we would have made it this far? Not me, that's for sure. But today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my favorite cartoon, Arcane. Now, Arcane is a Netflix original based on characters from the video game League of Legends. So going into this series, I had very, very low expectations. But I'm happy to say I was quickly proven wrong. Arcane is one of the most beautifully animated shows I've ever seen, with a style that's not quite cartoon, not quite animated. The beautiful scenery and character designs really just drew me in from the start. And not only is the character art attractive, like, they didn't have to make all the characters hot, but they did, and I appreciate them for that. The characters are all really well written as well. In just 9 episodes, Arcane makes you very attached to their characters. They all feel like unique, fully thought out people, where even the worst villains have redeeming qualities, and the heroes have very fatal flaws. Arcane is primarily a story of conflict between 2 opposing factions, yet it's hard to choose a side when you can't help but love all the characters. Except for Jace. Fuck Jace. So that's my quick spoiler-free version of why I love Arcane so much. Really just boils down to that I love all the characters, plain and simple. However, for this round of Schlee Judges, Ashley has released her grading rubric on how she will grade our favorite cartoons. Now, before, we just had to submit our favorites, and Ashley would rank them based on her whims. But now, we have a concrete guide where we can see that she just ranks them based on her whims. Okay. So, I am going to go through the rubric really quick and try to rate Arcane, my favorite cartoon, is similar to how I think Ashley will. And I guess we'll see if I'm right. So let me get switched over and we will be back in a minute. Alright. Hey chat. So I lied. It took me pretty much all night to figure out how to work OBS, so now it is 3 in the morning. Let's go. Before we begin with the first category, I will say that I also did cheat a little bit, so I'm a liar and a cheater. I got Ashley to watch the whole first season of Arcane with me in Discord. I don't know if that will help me or hurt me in the long run, but I do have a couple messages from her that I am going to use to help me grade this how I think she would. So let's jump right into it with the first category. Is the theme song good? Now, the theme is by Imagine Dragons. It's called Enemies, and Ashley was quick to pick up on that. And in fact, sometimes it was the only reason she was sticking around, and she yelled at me every time I tried to skip it, even though she'd go to bed early and have to catch up the next day. But she did say she added it to her gym playlist, so Ashley, if you don't rate this a 4 out of 4, you're a liar. Next, is there a little guy? Yes, there is a little guy. His name is Heimerdinger. He is the smallest of friends, a smart little old scientist running around with a wrench, and probably the only reason Ashley watched the entire show. Really the only reason I think she cared about Arcane at all. Just wanted the little guy. Easy 4 out of 4. The smallest of the little guys. And now, is there anyone she would be for Halloween? Well, she told me right away that she just wants to dye her hair blue because of that, so maybe we'll see that in a future stream. But more exciting, might be seeing a custom gold jaw coming in. I don't know quite how that's going to work out, but I'm excited to find out. But if Ashley cosplays anyone, we know it's going to be her little guy, and I think I found some inspiration for you. Moving on. Oh, 4 out of 4. Easy. Moving on, feelings. There are a lot of feelings in this. It really should come with a content warning. Definitely recommend a beverage. I don't know if she actually cried. I know I cried on the inside. We'll give this a high 3. Is it a cartoon? I guess that really depends on your definition of a cartoon. Made me question what exactly is one, so like any good student trying to get a good grade on their paper, I went online, I did some research, I cited my sources, and no, that's all a lie. I went to Google and clicked on the first relevant link, and did find out some cool things about the animation style though. They use a blend of 2D drawings and 3D animations. In fact, The Legend of Korra was created in the same way, and I would definitely consider that a cartoon. However, the story of Arcane is kind of where we drift away from the whole cartoon category. Cartoons, you can hop into any episode, you generally have an idea of what's going on. Arcane, if you miss an episode, particularly 3, 6, or 9, you come back to a very, very different show. So I would say, as far as storytelling goes, Arcane strays away from the cartoon category, but we'll give it a 3.5 for the animation. And finally, I personally love the art style. I love the characters, I love the scenery. It just all really blends together really well for me. I would get a tattoo of any other characters. I would get tattoos of the characters' tattoos, the runic magic. It's all great. And I took the liberty of picking out some tattoos for Ashley. So I would get one. Ashley, I hope you would get one. Easy 4 out of 4. And that concludes my quick little grading of what I think Ashley will give it. I hope I'm right. I hope it's actually higher, but we're grading a little bit conservatively. Anyways, thanks for listening to me rant. I'm gonna go to bed. Enjoy the rest of the videos, and good night, chat. We'll see ya.
So that was Wizard's video on Arcane. Welcome in, Hashiro. We are judging chat's favorite cartoons. This was the first entry of the night. It was Wizard on Arcane. So now we're gonna see what I think of Arcane. Is the theme song good? As mentioned in the video, it is in my gym playlist. So I did add it to my playlist. Imagine Dragons played in Toronto on Monday and I couldn't go. But that's it's in my playlist, so Arcane's amazing. We'll see what I think of it. A minute. Kim, thank you for the hydrate. Do I sound like I'm dying? So you just had to imagine them. Yeah, exactly. What's next? Is there a little guy? Yes, look at the little guy! Look at him! This is the only reason that I watched the entire show, because look at this little guy. How could... I have water! I'll hydrate with water too. Look, I have my Fire Emblem stickers. I'll hydrate with water. Oh, there's a little guy. Is it Ewok? I think so. I think it's an Ewok. What's next? Is there someone I would be for Halloween? Roll stat Sid Jinxley. And here's my thought process. Pros, cool blonde blue hair. Cons, people would think I would play League. So I can't be any of these characters for Halloween because I don't want people to think the wrong thing about me. So that's the problem. You're not toxic enough to play League. I couldn't do it. Did it make me feel feelings? Look how sad this little man is. Of course I felt feelings. I didn't cry, but it was close. It was close. Is it a cartoon? Yeah. It's a cartoon. Of course. Do I like the art style? I wouldn't want to explain to people that I've never played League, so it's a forbidden tattoo. I could not get it. I enjoyed looking at the art, but I would not get it tattooed. Is it animated? Yes. It's a cartoon. No. Aki, no. So I got a 9. Congratulations, I think this is the highest any big wizard has got. Who's next? Ken! We're talking cartoons! Ken, high bar to start, very high bar to start, and Ken's gonna ruin it. No spoilers though! No spoilers though! 9 out of 24. No! Only got points off because it's related to League. Yeah, that's pretty true. Okay, let's go hear from Ken. Ken submitted Castlevania. Another video game show. Let's go!
Greetings, hi, hello, this is your favorite Aki impersonator Ken with another recommendation for your eye and ear holes. I've been asked to submit my favorite cartoon or anime, and I admit, I haven't watched many cartoons since the days of Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon from 4 to 5 p.m. every weekday on The Zone with Phil and Snit. That's an absolute barrage of late 90s and early aughts references specifically crafted to out my fellow midlife crisis actors in the chat. Hey-oh! Everything hurts and we're tired. It's 4 p.m. Anyway, on to the subject at hand. While any animated show I would have considered my favorite is either so far in my checkered past I can barely remember its existence, like Reboot, or it's no longer in circulation due to age, like Reboot. I really should have done this about Reboot. There's one show that's much more recent that caught my attention. It's a darkly gothic tale of vampires and humans, sorcery and defiance of both death and destiny. That's right. It's Legacy of Kain's Soul Reaver. You thought that this bit was dead? That I'd simply move on like a rational and balanced individual? I was born in the 80s. Those words don't mean anything to me. This show... Oh, man. Hang on. Where's the elevator? Oh dear. Wow. This is embarrassing. So, my show is actually Netflix's Castlevania series. Okay. Castlevania is a series based on the Nintendo and PlayStation video game franchise of the same name. As you might guess from the name, it's a vampire thing. There have been countless, get it? Count? Like Count Dracula? Or Chocula? He's my favorite. Games in the series, none of which I have played. This show draws on themes and characters from across the in-game universe, as I understand it, but focuses on three main protagonists. Trevor Belmont, the last living member of the Belmont family of vampire hunters, Sypha Belnadus, a powerful speaker magician who's a real MVP, and Adrian Tepesh, half-vampire, half-human son of Vlad Dracula Tepesh, but more commonly known as Alucard. Say it backwards, you'll get it. These three must unite in defeating Dracula and his assembled hellspawn demons as they seek to obliterate humanity from existence. And it's a phenomenal good time for all 4 seasons. Episodes are only about 20 to 30 minutes long, and Season 1 is only 4 episodes, so there's also not a huge time commitment with this show. Before I get to the ways in which this show matches up with the rubric Ashley submitted, let me get a couple things out of the way first. I think the biggest knock against this show in some ways is the violence. I like action scenes and fights, and when those scenes are graphic, it can raise the stakes, sort of artificially. It makes you really hope your favorite characters don't suffer a terrible fate, as it'll just break your heart all the harder. This show definitely ratchets up the violence to a degree I haven't seen before in an animated show, though, to the point where it can be somewhat hard to recommend without looking like a violent sociopathic gore fetishist. The first season in particular has some rough scenes in which I had audible reactions to what I saw, and I have had to watch some pretty rough stuff in the course of my regular day job. This is not to say I think this holds the show back in any way. I think given the universe in which the show exists and what's happening in it, it makes sense, and I understand it. But I feel like there should be fair warning to anyone looking to get into the show that there's going to be some pretty crazy stuff, and I understand if that turns people off of it. Be prepared for some messed up stuff if you do decide to go into this show. If you're able to get past that, though, you'll appreciate that this is one of those rare video game adaptations that actually does a pretty good job translating the material to a different medium for a different audience. The chemistry between the characters is great. I particularly love Isaac and his character arc, and I will say no more on the subject, that's a lie. And the voice acting is solid. The actor playing Dracula in particular nails it. He's voiced by Graham McTavish, a veteran actor known for roles like Dwalin, I didn't watch the third movie, in the Hobbit movies, I know, and William Money in the show Preacher. I recognized him as the voice of Lazarevich, the main villain in Uncharted 2, and he's done a lot of other work for games as well. Okay, now how does it line up with Ashley's rubric? Let's see. I'm fighting a sneeze this whole time. I hope you appreciate this. Is the theme song good? Yeah, I like it. Like many shows, it gets shortened for episodes that aren't the season debut, but it's memorable, very vampire-y. Is there a little guy? Not really in the sense that I think you're going for, sort of like a pseudo-mascot like Pikachu in Pokemon or Krillin in Dragon Ball Z. Alucard can turn into a wolf with a sword, though, and he's a very good boy. Is there anyone I, being Ashley, would be for Halloween? Yeah, there's lots of very cosplayable characters of all genders throughout the show, but off the top of my head, Sypha the Speaker Magician and any of Carmilla and her sisters Lenora, Striga, or Morana jump to mind. I think you'd rock a gender bend of Trevor Belmont, too. Do you like the art? I don't know, do you? Lolololololololol. I wrote that in the script, so I said it. Did it make you feel feelings? Well, I know you watched episode 1 and were, intrigued. Also shocked at a whole village getting massacred, but that goes back to my earlier point about the violence, I guess. There's definitely some feely points throughout the series. Stick with it and watch my boy Isaac. It'll pay off. That's it for me. Hopefully I get this at less than 5 minutes so I win again. Ha ha ha, bye!
Bye! It was 5:40, Ken. It was 5:40. I noted that down. You did not get it under 5 minutes. But that's okay! We accept longer submissions now. Let's talk about Castlevania. Is the theme song good? I didn't skip it. It's quite epic, but it makes sense for the show, but it's not a bop. It's not a bop. I didn't bop along to it, and it wasn't added to my playlist, so I didn't skip it, but it's not a bop. So that's where you landed there, Ken. Aki, you should have. Is there a little guy? No. Everyone's big. Do you see a little guy in this entire picture, Ken? Ken, do you see a little guy? Because I don't. I certainly don't see a little guy. And I just think maybe you should have picked a show that had a little guy. I don't care if he turns into a wolf. He's not a wolf. He's a man and he's big. So I put everyone's big. Top right is me in the morning. Aki, that returns. Don't worry. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? If I dressed up as anyone, it would be this guy. I don't know who this is. I searched Castlevania characters and I was scrolling through and I saw this guy and I was like, yep. Dress up as this character every morning, am I right? Exactly. It's like looking in a mirror. But I thought it would be fun for someone else to cosplay someone from this show. I don't think they're all Uggo, but like, I don't want to dress up as one of them. Look at this guy. Who wants to dress up as this guy? What's next? Did I feel Oh no! Listen, I wasn't emotionally connected to I didn't connect with any of the villagers, so when they died, I was like, sorry. It's okay, she didn't know the... I'm laughing at this emoji. That's not what the emoji looked like when I added it to the slideshow. I don't know why it looks like that. It didn't look like... It didn't look like that. It's fine, Ashley, we know. So it didn't make me feel feelings. She just likes burning down villages and massacring strangers and hates learning. What I missed nothing, Norsey. You didn't miss anything. All the villagers. Damn, that's not what I said. Is it a cartoon? Yeah. Of course it's a cartoon. Obviously. It's a cartoon. Ken, there's some points for you. Buddy? Points? You want them? Do I like the art style? I said I enjoy looking at it. It's not hard to look at. Like, the characters are good looking, but it's graphic. A whole village got massacred. I enjoy looking at it. I wouldn't get it tattooed on me because then people would think I play Castlevania. So Rolstat could be the host of this show. Rolstat understands me. It's a 6. So excited I hit enter early. Ken, I'm sorry. First 6 of the night. We did it. Oh, I'm warm. Okay, we've been live for 50 minutes already, and that's 2 entries. Just a couple more to go, don't worry. Just a couple more to go. Who's next? We got Aki next. Aki submitted Gravity Falls. So we watched episode 1 in Discord. And let's hear from Aki what Aki has to say about Gravity Falls.
Hello everyone, it is I, Artataki. Once again, I have the honor of talking about one of my favorite things on the Schley Taylor Judges stream. Today's theme is animated series, and my favorite animated series of all time is Gravity Falls. So when we first got Disney Plus and I saw that the complete series was on there, I thought I'd give it a try, and I ended up binging the whole series in about a week. Which tragically is only 2 seasons because I would have loved more. And even though it's kind of a kiddie animated series, it has this incredible and somewhat complex layered storyline that even gets a little emotionally heavy at times. So it's not just your non-stop silly cartoon shenanigans, but that storyline is just absolutely incredible and has a super climactic ending that could possibly rival Avengers Endgame. And that makes the show go from great to absolutely amazing. So yes, Ashley, it will make you feel things. The show follows twin siblings Mabel and Dipper Pines, who have to go live with their great uncle Stan in this small town in the middle of nowhere called Gravity Falls, hence the name of the show. Now, this town is just teeming with mystery, conspiracy, cryptid mythical creatures, ghosts, and all sorts of other worldly entities, and if you're as much of a fan of mystery and cryptids and all that stuff as much as I am, then you'll probably love this show. It's a really good modern take on the whole classic mystery-solving kids trope, which I also love. Also, as a huge fan of voice acting, this show just has a huge cast of great voice actors, including the occasional guest star like Christian Schall, Jennifer Coolidge, Mark Hamill, John DiMaggio, Justin Roiland, Stephen Root, J.K. Simmons, Nathan Fillion, Weird Al Yankovic, just to name a few. The art style is very Disney and cute, while still managing to conjure up some pretty creepy, disturbing monsters and demons. Also, the theme song absolutely slaps. There are many shows where I skip the intro, but whenever Disney Plus asked me if I wanted to skip this intro, I'm like, nah, Disney Plus, you let this intro play. I'm not entirely sure what a little guy is, Ashley, but if you mean a cute little side character, then yes. A few episodes in, Mabel gets this cute little piggy named Waddles that becomes a recurring part of the show, and it's absolutely adorable and awesome. One last thing, there's a really good Dungeons & Dragons episode too, and it has this quote that says, "Only a game designed by nerds would have charisma as a fantasy power." And I've never been more offended by something I 100% agree with. Alright, well, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble about my favorite cartoon. Now, please join me in welcoming our next guest speaker.
Name and address withheld.
Who will be talking about...
Name and address withheld.
Thank you very much again for having me, Ashley, and thank you, chat, for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for your submission, Aki. Let's see what I think of Gravity Falls. Let's go. Let's go. Is the theme song good? I bopped along. Look at this. This was me bopping along. I was bopping. I was going. I was dancing. It did not get added to a playlist, but it was a bop, and I would not skip it. So I bopped along. It was a good theme song. Is there a little guy? Of course there's a little guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Are you telling me you didn't know this guy was a little guy, Aki? Look at him. He's a little guy. This is the littlest guy in the entire show, I bet. No. I didn't watch far enough to see the pig. I didn't see the pig, but this... I didn't see the pig, but this man, he's a little guy, okay? Oh, I can't find my mouse to go to the next slide. We're stuck here forever. Oh my god. Is there anyone who would be for Halloween? I feel like they all kind of dress like normal humans, so it would be easy to cosplay them, but people might not get it. Like, they all just kind of wear normal outfits. It would be fun to see someone else cosplay someone from the show, but I don't think I would be someone from the show for Halloween. And so that's... Hey, see the giant man above the title? This entire stream is... I can't say words! So no, I wouldn't be anyone from this for Halloween. Did it make me feel feelings? The sibling hug? I felt that to my core. I have 2 older brothers and we don't hug. So this made me feel my sibling bond with my brothers. Cause if I had to hug either of my brothers, it would look exactly like this. So there were feelings there. Is this a cartoon? Yeah, it's a cartoon. Of course it's a cartoon. Why would that even be on the list of things that it requires to be. Of course, it's a cartoon. What's next? Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it, and I put, listen, I know I have an anime tattoo, but I feel like this art style is too cartoony to be a tattoo. Okay? I don't think I would get anyone from the show tattooed on me, but I do enjoy looking at it. So what did Gravity Falls get overall? Let's go see what Gravity Falls got. An 8! Aki! You got an 8! Congratulations! For Aki! Woo! Who's next? Kale! We don't have a voice submission from Kale, but we did. Kale hosted his show in my Discord, so we all watched it, but we don't have a submission. But I'm gonna return to this. After my break. I'm gonna go for my break, and then I'll return, and we'll talk about Kale's favorite show, Codename Kids Next Door. I'll be back in like 3 minutes. I'll be right back. Oh, it's so quick. It's not on the icy space. I had it on hot tamale, but I want it on the ice speed. Oh no, it is skipping a beat. I don't know what to do anymore. I have lost words in my brain. I don't have any more words in my brain to go with the song I am singing. I don't know how to words. The heart's gonna break. I think I'm doing okay. Every time I say I'm doing okay, I immediately lose it. Thank you, Byron. Don't clip that.
Careful, we gotta jump here. Oh god.
Oh, get out of here! Oh, I just want to fight you! It's taking so long to load in the freaking scene. Okay, let me fight, please. Up the stairs to the back. Up the stairs to the back. Up the stairs to the back. To the back. To the back. Up the stairs to the back. Okay, I see. So here's the tier list. I'm just gonna go. I'll see you later. Bye. I went into my settings and someone invaded me! No! No! I was in my settings for like 5 seconds. Oh no! Wizard, don't do— I'm back! Hi everyone! How'd your break go? What'd you do? I'm back to too. Welcome back. How's everyone? Are we... Can we get through the rest of this in an hour? My break was perfect. It was a 6. Great. Roll stat. Great. Okay, let's talk about Kale's codename Kid Next Door. Did not get a voice note, but Kale played the episode Operation Lice for us in the Discord. So, is the theme song good? I didn't skip it. It's just super typical spy music. There was nothing special about it. So we'll see. Neppy? You're at the bottom. No, Neppy, I'm so sorry. We'll get through this. Don't worry. What's next? Is there a little guy? And I said he is small, but is he little? Because they're all just kids, but that doesn't mean they're little. They're not little guys. They're just kids. You know, they're different. So there's no little guys, but they're small, and it's different. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I put it would be fun for someone else to cosplay. They all just dress like normal people. But I think the super oversized green sweater that Tree has would be cute. So, do I just want a green oversized sweater? Maybe. Maybe. Did it make me feel feelings? No. The only feeling felt was grossed out by the large lice creature. I didn't like it. I didn't like looking at it. But it's there. Is it a cartoon? Yeah. Of course it's a cartoon. What would make it not a cartoon? I don't know. I don't even know why this is on here. What's next? Do I like the art style? It's kind of in the middle of it. I enjoy looking at it and it's boring. I don't know. It's nothing special. It's fine. It's not icky, but like, you know, you feel me? You understand? How dare? Ken, how dare you? So I got a 6. I got a 6. What's next? Hoodies submitted and Adventure Time. Hoodies submitted Adventure Time. I had to steal Hoodie's picture from Discord, so it's little. Let's hear from Hoodies. Hoodies sent me a voice note and said, "Is this the Hoodie's voice reveal?" So let's listen to Hoodie's voice note. Let's hear Hoodie's voice.
What's up, everybody? This is Burning Hoodies for the Schley Judges assignment. This time, we were asked to do our favorite cartoons. So when I started to think about a couple of contenders, a few came to mind, like Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Regular Show, The Owl House, and if it's spooky season, Over the Garden Wall. But when I thought about why I like these and the history behind them, it all came back to what I consider to be my favorite, which would be Adventure Time. So the history behind this show is kind of wonky, but it's got a bunch of videos about its history on the internet made by other people who absolutely love it and consider it their favorite cartoon too. But as a quick rundown, it was originally a short made by Pendleton Ward for a show called Random Cartoons. It was a show just to show off some shorts, but it basically aired the pilot for Adventure Time, introducing an 11-year-old Finn the Human, Jake the Dog, and Ice King. Fun fact, the OG voice actor for Finn was Zach Shada, but when the series got picked up by Cartoon Network, he was too old to voice him, so the new voice actor they got was Jeremy Shada, his younger brother, who was the new permanent voice of Finn until the series ended. Alright. So the whole show is basically about Finn and his friends living this weird world that filled with mystery and adventure. That's the basic plotline, and that's what anyone who has watched some episodes of the show will tell you. But if you ask someone who watched the entire show from start to finish, they'll tell you it's a show about nothing, I guess. Okay, so I don't super know how to explain it. I know saying it's a show about nothing seems really reductive and redundant, but let me try to explain myself. It'll make sense. Maybe. Okay, so when I describe the show, I like to tell people it's a story about being thrust into existence and how we grow and learn and live, and just the mundane reality of life, the nihilistic experience of it all. Okay, so from here on out, I guess it's going to be all spoilers, but that's okay. You can honestly watch and enjoy the show even with spoilers. It doesn't really matter if you know what's coming as long as you enjoy the ride getting there. Okay, so let me tell you about how the show played out during its 10-season run. During the pilot, Finn was 11 years old, and then the series got picked up by Cartoon Network. Finn was 12. And as the season kept going, they did something pretty weird, and that was to let Finn, the protagonist, age. In Season 3 of Adventure Time, Finn was 14 years old. This is such a wild thing to do because typical cartoons like to keep their protagonist the same age as their target demographic. This is why in almost every cartoon, a main character will almost never age, or why they'll only age about a year or so. This is why Ash is always memed on for being 10 years old for about 25 years. But Adventure Time let Finn age in the middle seasons. You can hear Finn's voice crack and get those weird puberty ooh-ahs when he talks. This isn't even faked either. This is the real voice of Jeremy Shaddock cracking in the recording booth because he was aging at the same rate as Finn. At the end of the series, Finn is 17 years old and he's a whole different person than when he started. Kind of like everyone here listening is a whole different person than what they were as a 12-year-old. At the beginning, he was a kid who wanted to be a hero, but didn't really know what that meant. He believed heroes fought bad guys and had adventures, but as time goes on, you can see that he is a great fighter, but uses those skills less and less, only really using violence as a last resort. In the finale, you can see that he uses diplomacy to stop a literal war. Finn's story is about living through it and letting it change you, and being okay with it at the end of it all. Adventure Time gets really philosophical at times, and there's entire episodes dedicated to philosophical musings. A lot of earlier episodes show Finn and other characters just thinking about complex ideas about life and death and what existence means. One of the quotes that always hit me the hardest in the episode Astral Plane, where Finn talks to a god while accidentally astral projecting, he says, "If just being born is the greatest act of creation, then what are you supposed to do after that? Isn't everything that comes next sort of a disappointment? Slowly entropying until we devolve into a pile of mush?" This is met with God replying, "Well, it's not enough to have created something amazing, right?" As soon as he says that, he jumps into space and death tackles a meteor and dies. This is a fantastic script, hoodies. Me. Yeah, good job. But the point of this statement to me is that existing is the greatest thing one can accomplish. But you don't need to think of the rest of life as a come down. You can treat it as something amazing that needs to be maintained, even if it will eventually die and fade away. Life isn't simply about being, it's about experiencing. Everything from growth to change to sadness to happiness and fear and love. It's about changing from one state to another, being influenced by those around us directly and indirectly. Whether that be physically, emotionally, or mentally. It's a show about change and about how that's okay and how it actually is the purest form of existence. In some episodes, characters are afraid of change and actively try to fight it off out of fear or anger, but in the end they accept it and they realize that just because they change doesn't mean that they aren't still the same. There's whole character arcs talking about this whole idea. Anyways, I think I've been rambling on for a bit too long, so I'll just end it by saying this cartoon is my favorite because its main theme that it says is that the greatest thing you can do with life is just experience it. You don't need to have grand adventures for it to have meaning. As long as you enjoy what you're doing and the people around you are vibing with it, then you're fine. In the end, we all fade, but if you live in a way that makes you happy, then it's all good. This has been Burning Hoodies, and we will see you next time.
So Hoodies and Kale sound exactly alike. There was a reason that I had Kale and Hoodies beside each other, but then Kale was unable to get a voice note to me, which is fine. I just thought maybe we could have Ken and Aki beside each other and Hoodies and Kale beside each other, because that was clearly not Kale. That was obviously Hoodies, right? So let's see what I think of Adventure Time. Let's go. Let's go. Is the theme song good? I said I didn't skip it. There's like 100 openings, but the first one, the voice is a little tough to listen to, TBH. They've been the same person this whole time. Oh, hi, Doc. Hi, Charles. Welcome in. I didn't skip it, but Hoodies was the one hosting. Also, just for everyone to know, Hoodies showed me the series finale. It was like 45 minutes or something. But Hoodies thought, Ashley's never watched this show before. Let me show her the series finale for her to judge it. So my entire impression of this show is based on the last episode So is there a little guy? Yeah. Look at this little guy. He got a cowboy hat and everything. I have a cowboy hat. Not really, but I have a cowboy hat in my emote. So look at this little guy. I think he was dead in the last episode. Spoiler alert. I think he was dead. But I knew he existed, so I looked him up for this. There's a little guy in the show. Of course there's a little guy. Look at him. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? No, but I think it would be some fun for someone else to be someone from this show, and I put in a formal request for hoodies to cosplay as this friend. Look at this friend, and don't you think hoodies would make a good friend like this? Hoodies isn't here. Hoodies is gonna watch the VOD and be like, oh no. Does that count as a hoodie or a it has a hood, right? It has a hood. Also voices by Weird Al. Is he? Yeah, there's no one in this show that I would be for Halloween. Did it make me feel feelings? Hoodies had me watch the series finale as my first ever episode of the show. I understood that there should be feelings, but none were felt because I didn't know anyone. Going back to Castlevania, if I'm not emotionally attached to someone that's dead or dying, I'm not gonna feel feels. So like there were hints of feelings. I knew there should have been feelings, but I did not feel the feels, you know? You hear? The cosplay's lack of pants is disturbing. We could make it work. Don't worry. We would make it work. That was my burner. And is it cartoon? Yeah. It's a cartoon. I don't know. Like, it's a cartoon. Of course it's a cartoon. Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it. I think the character designs are really unique and fun, but I don't think I would have any of them tattooed on me. It did. Gravity Falls and Adventure Time so far have been the ones that after watching one episode I've been like, I could watch the show, but I also know Adventure Time is a lot of a commitment, so Gravity Falls is less of a time commitment, so I might watch that first. It wasn't actually me for clarity. Good. I got a 7! Congratulations, hoodies! You got a 7 on Adventure Time. Good job. Good job. The hoodies. Who's next? Norcy! Hey, Norcy! Norcy! Hello! Norcy! You're up! Norcy! Do you think Norcy heard me? Norcy submitted written notes and a voice note. So let's read the written notes first. Norcy said, one of the first cartoons I saw as a kid. Fond memories of watching it with my granddad when I was a wee lad. Some of the episodes still make me laugh today. It has a minimum of 1 cat in it, so what's not to love about that? Give it any less than 10 out of 10 and you're shitting on my childhood memories, you absolute monster. Fantastic cartoon with some feel-good moments and a lot of violence. Did I mention that there's at least 1 cat in it? So let's actually hear from Norcy and see what Norcy has to say about Tom and Jerry.
Now then, everyone. So I picked Tom and Jerry for my favourite cartoon. It was one of the first cartoons I ever saw as a kid. It was the generally older episodes that I saw, like the ones produced in the 1940s or whenever it originally was made. And I have a lot of fond memories of watching it with my granddad because we'd watch the snooker. I mean, this is looking back when I was like 4 or 5 years old, all the way up until 7 when he passed away, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm digressing. We'd watch the snooker, and then we'd watch Tom and Jerry together, because he loved Tom and Jerry as well. I find the over-the-top violence to be fantastic. It's apparently the most extreme violence at the time that was ever in sort of animated things. I mean, obviously, there's probably more violent things these days, but at the time it was first produced, it was apparently one of the more violent ones. And yeah, just some of the stories just feel good, like when Tom and Jerry actually show genuine friendship to each other when they're not trying to kill each other, when they like team up in one episode to save a baby that's escaped from a negligent babysitter, as an example. So I do have a lot of fond childhood memories about it, and I just find it to be just, even now, like watching some of the older episodes, yeah, there's still parts of them that I find absolutely hilarious, even though I've not properly watched Tom and Jerry for a few years now. So yeah, hopefully Ashley gives it a good rating. If not, she is shitting on my childhood memories, and as such will be cancelled if she decides to shit all over it. Anyway, cheers for listening. Take care, everyone. Ta-ta for now.
So that was North Sea's voice note on Tom and Jerry. If a mod wants to add that to my quotes, I'll accept it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to hell. We have fun here. Welcome to hell. I have anonymous alerts on, anonymous followers on, and I have alerts off because it's a special stream and we're hearing from all of our friends. So let's see what I think of Tom and Jerry. Let's see, is the theme song good? It's kind of between bopped along and I didn't skip it. It was very nostalgic, but it was super short. Ow! My knee just cracked and I feel like that was the ghost of North Sea coming to murder me. Reorable. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say your username, but welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I appreciate you. Is there a little guy? Yes, look at this little guy. Listen. We watched the golf episode first. It was Tom was trying to golf and Jerry was in there. Jerry was in there trying to make him not golf, and I almost thought this was gonna be he is small, but is he Lil? Because is Jerry Lil? I don't think so. I don't think Jerry fits my description of Lil guy. But do you see this duck? This duck is absolutely a little guy. So we watched the golf episode and then we watched the episode of this little guy trying to get home. All of his friends were flying south for the winter and he can't fly yet. So he was trying everything he could to get home and he was just the littlest guy I've ever seen. So he's a little guy. There was a little guy in the show because we watched an episode with this duck in it. If I hadn't watched the second episode, it wouldn't have been a high rating, but but we watched one with the duck, so it's fine. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I checked off they're all uggo, but then I corrected it and said they're all naked. So there was no one I would be for Halloween because we just reviewed Adventure Time. If you want to watch the VOD, we just watched yours and everyone thought, wow, Hoodie sounds exactly like Kale. So welcome in. They're naked and uggo. So there's no one I would be for Halloween, and I don't necessarily think anyone should cosplay anyone from the stream as well. You don't want people to think you're a furry. I'm not wearing a fursuit for Halloween. Fursuit Schleewin! Never! I'm not being Tom from Tom and Jerry. Let's go on to the next. Did it make me feel feelings? It's between I almost cried and there were hints of feelings. Because this little baby trying to fly south gave me so many feels. He can't do it. He's too little. Don't make him. Don't make him do it alone because he's too little and he can't do it. I felt so bad for him. He just wanted to fly south with all of his friends. And he couldn't do it. And there were feelings. There were feelings felt. I'm not wearing cat ears. But if the duck dies, listen, I have an emotional bond with this duck now, Aaron, so I would feel bad, okay? Is it a cartoon? Yeah, it's a cartoon. Obviously, it's a cartoon. He was born to do it. True. Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it. It's very classic and easily recognizable, but like it's not fun. It's not exciting. It's nothing wow. It doesn't have the wow factor, but it's not boring. So, would you cosplay as a duck? I'm not gonna say yes to that because I'll be stuck. I'll be stuck. Look at that little guy on the right. Imagine not cosplaying as a duck. I don't want any trouble, sir. Duck's a mod here. It can't be a duck hate stream. Duck will ban everyone. It's a 6! I'm sorry, Norsey. You're not here. You're busy at work. It's a 6. I'm sorry. We knew it. Called it again. Who's next? Ben? I just need you all to be prepared that Ben put so much work into this video. It's a good video, but strap in because it's a movie. It is a feature-length film, so just strap in. But it's worth it. It's fun. It's great. So much work put into it. Let's go. Let's go.
Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Ben, I am one half of the Blammer Bros duo, and today we're here to talk about my favorite cartoon, SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, SpongeBob SquarePants, or simply SpongeBob, is an American animated comedy television series created by marine science educator and animator Stephen Hillenburg for Nickelodeon. It chronicles the adventures of the title character and his aquatic friends in the fictional underwater city of Bikini Bottom. It is the 5th longest running American animated series, and its high popularity has made it a media franchise. It is the highest rated Nickelodeon series and the most profitable property for Paramount Consumer Products, generating over $13 billion in merchandising revenue as of 2019. Okay, so yeah, those are pretty much like the big basic facts behind the show, but we're not here for facts. We're here because why is this my favorite show? Well, I can't really give you a tangible reason, but I can just give you my background experience with SpongeBob. I remember watching the premiere episode, the pilot, when it first aired way back when. I must have been like 9 years old, and I could not stop laughing. I swear to God, I'm like, man, this show is quirky, it's weird, it's zany, the jokes are like really creative and fresh, and it just felt like something totally different from what I had seen in cartoon shows up until that point. And I agree, at first it might seem a little strange, like, what, a cartoon show about a sponge and he's living underwater and he's best friends with a starfish? Like, what is this cartoon? I know it sounds weird on paper, but when you sit down and watch it, the jokes, they land really good, and the storylines, I feel like they're relatable to just about anyone. And I think I can appreciate, because I mentioned earlier, the main animator, the creator, Stephen Hillenburg, was a marine biologist, and the show actually came out of comics that he would create for his students to entertain them and simultaneously educate them. And while this isn't really like an educational show, it still works. It has, you know, it has the underwater themes. It teaches you a little bit about, like, Squidward. He's a cephalopod. Did you know that? I learned it from SpongeBob. I think it's really cool that he was able to combine his passion of marine biology with the creativity of the show and like make this amazing humorous thing that makes people happy. It makes me happy. I love it. And like I had already mentioned, I was watching the show from the very beginning when I was a kid, and I loved it because of all the slapstick humor and, you know, all the wackiness and the craziness, right? But as I grow older, I still really enjoy it because there is really witty clever jokes that will fly right over the kids' heads, and I really appreciate that like dual level of comedy and humor that kids and adults can enjoy, and they can enjoy it together. That's really cool. Another huge factor of why this show still remains relevant to me and why I love it so much is the evolution of the characters that you relate to. When I first started watching the show, I related more to SpongeBob. He's like happy-go-lucky, he loves to have fun, he's humorous, he's got great jokes, he's got a best friend. Everything's just really fun around him and cool. Now, the older I get, the more I relate with Squidward, who is very calloused and cold. He's very jaded, he's very tired of life, and that's just how I feel as I get older. I'm constantly reminded of a really funny alteration to a timeless quote. Originally it's, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. In this case, it's you either die a SpongeBob or you live long enough to become the Squidward. And I also would like to make a very quick preface that my love and knowledge of the show really only extends to the first 3 seasons and the first SpongeBob movie, because that is the time frame in which creator Steven Hillenburg was directly involved in the project, and he thought that that was the perfect time frame for a cartoon show. And after he had paused the show to work on the movie, once they had completed the movie, Steven Hillenburg himself felt like that was all he wanted to do with SpongeBob, and he was ready to move on. And unfortunately, like I said, SpongeBob makes so much money for Paramount that there's no way Nickelodeon was going to let go of him. So instead, they just brought in another head writer to take over for Steven Hillenburg. So with that being said, if you do enjoy anything season 4 beyond and any of the other movies that were created, that's really cool. I'm glad for you. I'm sure it's really funny still. It's just that's stuff that I haven't really watched, so I can't really comment on that. Now, for the Schley Judges event, I chose for my favorite episode of the show, Dying for Pie, which is Season 2, Episode 4. The loose premise of this episode is that Squidward is tasked with getting a gift for SpongeBob, however it has to be homemade. So, in a last-ditch effort, Squidward propositions some pirates for a homemade pie. Unbeknownst to Squidward, this pie is a bomb, and SpongeBob unwittingly eats it thereafter. So, Squidward realizes that SpongeBob only has 1 day left to live, so he sets out to give SpongeBob the very best day of his life. They have all kinds of fun and antics, and they sit down to watch the sunset. Squidward anticipates SpongeBob blowing up and dying, and turns out SpongeBob didn't eat the pie. He was just kind of hanging out in his pocket the whole time. And, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode. Why do I love this episode so much? To me, it's like the pinnacle of the show SpongeBob, and with that, it's also a pinnacle of his relationship with Squidward. It really, really highlights how their relationship works, the like ever constant optimism of SpongeBob, the very callous, like jaded outlook that Squidward has, very negative, you know, and it's just it's funny, but it's also heartwarming because Squidward goes out of his way to make sure that SpongeBob has the best day of his life, doing all these silly, goofy antics, and at the end of the day, it was all for nothing, but it still counts that Squidward went out of his way to make SpongeBob happy. It's just such a good episode, so many jokes. This montage right here that's happening is one of my favorites. So many classic quotes that people always like to bring up. The ending is hilarious, the comedic timing with the pie and the explosions, SpongeBob tripping over the rock. It's just, it's perfect. I love it. It's great. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at Schley's rubric and how she's going to grade our favorite shows. Let's take a look here. Number 1, is the theme song good?
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants! Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. SpongeBob SquarePants! If nautical nonsense be something you wish. SpongeBob!
Number 2, is there a little guy? Let me introduce to you, chat. Plankton. The littlest guy of them all.
Plankton! Stealing me booty! Hear me, crabs. When I discover your formula for Krabby Patties, I'll run you out of business.
Number 3, would I be anyone for Halloween?
What do you think? Perfect.
Is this not the perfect Halloween costume? Look no further. But beyond that, there's plenty of possibilities here. You can do Patrick, Sandy, Squidward, Mr. Krabs. You do sexy versions. Sexy Squidward, am I right? Number 4, did it make me feel feelings?
If I were to die right now in some sort of fiery explosion due to the carelessness of a friend, well, that'd just be okay.
Not gonna lie though, when we were watching this in Schlee's Discord, I was legit on the verge of tears during this moment. Number 5, is it a cartoon? Is this a cartoon? Yes, it is. Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing. Number 6, do I like the art style? Now, I don't know about you, but me personally, I love the art style with SpongeBob. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's bright. The animation is usually nice and smooth. I love when they do these close-up shots. Look at this, the detail on the sweater made out of eyelashes. Okay, so there you have it. There's the rubric. There's the SpongeBob. There's my favorite episode, Dying for Pi. You got the reasons why I enjoy this show. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you at least enjoyed this video about the show. And at the end of the day, to me, SpongeBob kind of symbolizes what I think of when I imagine a cartoon. To me, it's the epitome of like, wake up on a Saturday morning, get your bowl of cereal, turn the TV on, and enjoy the cartoons. That's what I think of when I think of SpongeBob. And I also just wanted to give a huge shout out to the creator, Steven Hillenburg. May he rest in peace. Unfortunately, he passed away in his home November 26th, 2018 at the age of 57. So this one goes out to you, Steven. We love you.
So that was Ben's video on SpongeBob SquarePants. Proposed to Ryan. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Here we go! Here we go! Is the theme song good? I almost put this as I didn't skip it, but then I saw Ben singing along. And it changed its grade. It got bopped along. Because I did bop along. Look at Ben. Look at Ben. How could I not bop along when I'm in the presence of the greatest bopper of all time? What's next? What is next? Is there a little guy? Hear me out! Hear me out! Hear me out! He is little. He's small. But is he little? Look at him! Look at him! He is not a little guy. Look, this is not... Just so we know, Nep is the only person that understood what I meant when I said little guy. We have Cyver and then Nep. And when we see Nep's video, you will know that they are the only person that understood what I meant by little guy. But I would not put Plankton in the little guy category. He's small, but he is not lil. Our minds intertwined. Exactly, Nap. You said Seuss was a little guy. You don't even know. Seuss is a little guy! Aki! If you don't know what I mean by little guy, you don't deserve the mark, Cyver. Plankton is not a little guy. He's a small guy. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I put it would be fun for someone else to cosplay, and I said next Blammerbo's community challenge. You know what I had to do? You know what I had to do? I was on the train on Friday. I was on the train and I was working on this, working away, because I've been working on this for weeks now. And when I got to this slide, I had to go on Google and type in sexy Patrick. And I was not prepared for the results I got while in a public space on the train, sitting beside someone. But I found the picture I was looking for, so it's fine. We survived. I found the picture. I just had to go through some embarrassment in public to get there. So your search history now. It is, and look at him. Of course it's in my search history now. Okay. This episode and Gary running away are the saddest episodes of the entire show. So I almost cried. It did make me feel feelings. I didn't have the tissues out like Ben did, but there were feelings felt in the show. There were feelings. It's gonna make me cry. Ben, no! Chat has decided to riot against Shlee due to her wrong decisions. Choose your pitchforks and tomatoes. No! Okay, what's next? Is it a cartoon? Of course it's a cartoon. Who would even ask if SpongeBob is a cartoon? Let's go on to the next one. Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it. I wouldn't get a SpongeBob tattoo, but it is the art of my childhood. I did grow up watching SpongeBob. I enjoyed watching SpongeBob as a child. I enjoyed revisiting it a couple weeks ago in the Discord. So I do enjoy looking at it. A Gary tattoo might be kind of cute. True. Okay, what did SpongeBob get? Did we have Rollstat guess? What did Rollstat guess? Rollstats hit every single one. What was Rollstat's guess? I get a plankton tat, would you? Did we get a Rollstat guess? Did I miss it? I guess B? Oh, H. I need my glasses checked. Okay. So SpongeBob got an 8! We're not rioting! Why are we rioting? I would never riot. Aaron, what? This is your I can't see, Aaron. That's how I got B. Who's next? Cyber! Oh, we got Cyber with Sailor Moon. Just so we know. Cyber, when submitting Sailor Moon, gave me 2 episodes. Cyber gave me 2 episodes I could watch. One was in season 1, and the other one was in season 4. So I thought, I'll watch the one in season 1. That makes the most sense. I'll just watch the season 1 episode. Watched it in my Discord. Cyber didn't show up. And then what does Cyber do? Cyber does her voice note on the season 4 episode. So let's hear from Cyber. Let's hear from Cyber on the wrong episode. Let's see what Cyber has to say about Sailor Moon.
Hello, Ashley. Hello, chat. I'm Cybernetica, and I'm here to tell you why I love Sailor Moon. 1. It's about the power of friendship and believing in yourself. It's spacey characters that essentially are aliens. It's girls fighting evil in kick-ass outfits. It has so many seasons to binge watch. I will say though that some are better than others. I feel like that happens with any show that has more than 3 seasons. The overall theme of the show is good versus evil and how good triumphs over evil. So there's always that satisfaction of a conclusion to each story plot and subplot within each episode. And like every episode is legitimately like 20 minutes long. And lastly, sparkles. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkles everywhere. For this particular episode, why it's my favorite episode out of so many, I think there's like 7 seasons plus 3 movies. So it's really hard to narrow it down, but I think this is like one of the best ones that really encapsulate Sailor Moon. Anyways, it's going to be hard to explain, but I'm going to try my best. Because we're deep into season 4. And the reason this episode is my favorite is because when we start this trio of bad guys, by the end of the episode, turn into good guys and end up helping Sailor Moon and the Sailor Guardians. This episode mainly revolves around one of the trio, like one of the persons that belongs to the trio, and her journey to self-realization. She finds out she's not really human and rethinks about being the bad guy and all the effort that was done to hurt Sailor Moon. Of course, they're in this quest to obtain this magic that Sailor Moon doesn't hold, but Chibiusa, which is Sailor Moon's daughter from the future, but lives with her as a teenager in the present. Time travel. It gets real wild. But anyways, let's not diverge. So basically, since she realizes she's not human, now the only wish she has is that she can become human to be able to dream, because only humans dream. And so you go on throughout the episode, and there's a key point where the bad guys, the trio, decide to be good guys and help Sailor Moon. And at the end of the episode, because they did that, they end up becoming human. The reason this episode makes me cry every time is because all along season 4, they badmouth and plot against Sailor Moon. So you as the viewer really have it out for this trio and wait for their demise. But instead, you end up feeling for them, and they end up getting their wish to be human and dream dreams. You really have to watch season 4 in its entirety to feel the impact of this episode. But watching this episode alone, you still get that heart-clutching moment. And I'm sure I'm missing really key points here, but I'm trying to keep it short. But yeah, that's the reason why this is my favorite cartoon and favorite episode. I can talk more and say more about Sailor Moon, but there's literally so much out there to say and to just describe. It had a really big cult following in the 90s, and I think it still does now, because of course I'm an adult and I still love it and I love rewatching it. So also there's a 90s version, and I believe there's a new reboot that they have out, but essentially it's like the same, just more modern, more updated or whatever. But yeah, that's why I love Sailor Moon. Take it away, Ashley, and judge away.
Thank you for your notes, Ivor. I appreciate it. Let's see what I think of Sailor Moon. So we did watch the wrong episode, but I did add the Sailor Moon theme song to my gym playlist. Now I get to feel like one of the freaking Sailor Guardians when I run at the gym. So we got an added to my playlist. Is there a little guy? Yeah. Look at this little guy. Of course there's a little guy. Of course. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I put it's between 100% and might cosplay on stream because I don't have friends. I don't have enough friends to be all of the Sailor Scouts. So I couldn't be like a standalone one of the Scouts. So it's a maybe. It's a maybe. Did it make me feel feelings? There were hints of feelings. We watched the wrong episode. But it was quite a goofy episode, but her finding out Tuxedo Mask wasn't who she thought he was did have some feels to it. So, there's that. Is it a cartoon? Is anime a cartoon? I don't know, maybe. Maybe? Is anime a cartoon? I don't know. I wish I knew. Do I like the art style? Yes, I like the art style. Look how cute these tattoos are. I would get any single one of these tattoos. Look at them. But actually, watching this episode, I grew up watching Sailor Moon, and watching this episode really sparked the need in my heart for me to rewatch all of Sailor Moon. So like Cyber, I'm very happy that you submitted this show because it sparked something in me, and now I need to watch the entire show, and I'm gonna get one of these tattoos. But it got a 9, Cyber! A 9 out of 10! Congratulations. Neppy, you're next, but I also have to pee so bad, so I'm give me a couple minutes, I'll be back, and then it's Neppy. It's Neppy. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. There's so many people. I got it. I got it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got it. Okay. Get out of here, Helen! Get out of here! Get out of here, Helen! We don't need you! James, get out of my way! Mew, I'm coming for ya. I'm coming for ya, Mew. There you go, Emma. Emma, get out of my way. Ursula. Who named you, Ursula? Okay, Soda. Goodbye. Goodbye, Emily. Oh, Eddie's on his way. Eddie's on his way. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh! Leave him alone. Maybe if Emma ever got pictures posted in my Discord, I wouldn't beat Emma up in my game. Patrick on his way. On his way. Come on, let's go. Last one here. I like these. Do we like these? Because I like these. Let me fix my hair. Do we like these? There oh no. I really like these, but they're the last pair, these ones, if you literally had a gun to your head. So does that mean none of them? Hey bro, what are you gonna teach me today? Lots of neat stuff. You're gonna love this lecture. Ah! A lecture! There's so much stuff! It's called... Uh-huh. No, I'm good. Fully capable adult here. Don't you worry about me. Why do you own all of these that you haven't seen? You know, I couldn't in university. Netflix didn't exist back then, Nick. returned. Hello. Production value did not go down, Neptune. It's great. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's great. So as said before my break, next up is Neppy. Oh, we'll see. Watching this show was an adventure. We watched one episode and it was an adventure. So let's see what Bestie Bestoon has to say about their favorite show. Let's go!
Hi! Welcome. This is my favorite cartoon by yours truly, your favorite mod, me. Let's get into the business. Here we go! My favorite is The Legend of Vox Machina. I waited years for this show, and I was not disappointed. I love it so very much. It follows loosely, very, well, kind of tightly, Campaign 1 of Critical Role. It's incredible. I love Critical Role. I could talk about it for hours. It's also, the animation is done by Titmouse. You know, those people who did Avatar The Last Airbender? Yeah, those amazing people? Yeah. Also, it has an amazing cast. Like, name a video game, the cast is probably in it somewhere. Isn't that crazy? I know. I love this show so much, I could talk about it for hours. But I don't have that kind of time. I'm in a rush. So, I'm going to give you the rundown of your rubric. Okay. Going further. Theme song. You're going to tell me this theme song does not slap. This is so amazing. Just take my word for it and listen.
Warning, it gets really loud at the end. It gets really loud at the end of the theme song. Cover your ears.
Alrighty, you asked for it. Here's a list of little guys.
This is little guys.
I got more than one. That's
Watch, pay
nuts.
attention.
Here we go. Little guy number 1, derogatory. Little guy in the stature, big guy in ego. He's scale and short health. That's his descriptor. That's it for him. Next, Lil Bean. I love Pike with all my heart. She's so cute and adorable and precious. Lil Bean, little guy. Next, little guy, big guy. Grog, little guy at heart, big guy in body. So cute, so good. I love him so much. Moving on, Halloween costumes. Go big or go home, babe. You could be all of them. You could be the bear. You could be a good trinket. I feel like you'd be a great Keyleth. I feel like you'd really love being Pike, though. I think you'd be great in all of them. Next, what the screen says. Look at them. I could fit right between those two. Tell me I can't. Tell me I cannot fit between those two. You're telling me you don't fall for this necromancer and her vampire husband? Lies. Lies. Lies, I tell you. Moving on. These two, also love them. Look at how cute they are. So cutesy. I love them. I could fit right between those two. I could. The cuddles, the hugs. Moving on. Laura Bailey. That's it. End of sentence. Look at her. Look at her. I love love. I love love. Moving on. Is this a cartoon?
Is it?
Yes. You also asked in your rubric, would you get this tattooed? And I have a prime example. Here we go. Boom! Somebody did it. Look at that, Ashley. Look at it.
I'm looking.
This could be you. Like, look at the screen is telling you wow. That
Wow.
means something, doesn't it? Look at it.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks. You're the best. Thank you. I'll Snapchat you another day. Thank you. Okay, love you. Bye.
You could Snapchat me right now if you wanted. If you felt like it, you could. So that was Neptune's submission. Let's see what I thought of the show, huh? Let's see, huh? Is the theme song good? I didn't skip it, and then I said, I know it isn't the theme song, but this little dude ruined any music the show has to offer. I didn't listen to the whole song, Wizard. I couldn't. I saw enough of it. I saw enough of the song. I didn't like it. I didn't like the song. And I appreciate that that's now an allowed term in my chat. Automod tried to stop that comment, but Wizard allowed it, so now anyone can say that word in my chat. Oh, okay, what's next? Is there a little guy? Yeah? Is Ken still here? Please tell me Ken's not still here. Yeah, there's a little guy. This is the littlest guy I've ever seen. Look at him! He's a little guy in personality. In personality, this is the littlest guy I've ever seen in my entire life. So yeah, there's a little guy in this show. Is there anyone that would be for Halloween? And I said, Neppy, I picked a Halloween costume for you. It would be fun for someone else to cosplay someone from the show. Look, everyone wants Neppy to be this bear for Halloween, right? So that was my answer there. What's next? Did it make me feel feelings? The feelings I felt were my distaste for vampires. I don't like when things happen to necks. If a neck is injured in a show or film, I will throw up, and there was a vampire scene in this, and I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I felt bad feelings when there was a vampire. What's next? Is it a cartoon? Yeah. Ken! I'm sorry, I don't like vampire. Everyone bring elastic bands to Schleek. No! Nick, don't. Don't. It is a cartoon though, so that's good. We got a cartoon. Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it. Look at all these cute little friends that we have. I like looking at it. I don't think I would get that tattoo that Nep showed in their video, but it's cute. Look at them. They're cute. I like looking at it. Ken, I can't acknowledge you anymore. I can't do it. 8 out of 10! Congratulations, Neppy. Your streak continues. You've done it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer doesn't have too many vampires in it. Really? Congratulations on your 8 nap. Who's next? I think we have Carly next. Is Carly next? We got Carly next with Naruto. It's not rigged. I don't know why everyone's saying it's rigged. Okay, good night, Neppy. Thank you for staying up. We appreciate you. I hope you're not too tired when you open tomorrow. Thank you for staying up with us. Thank you for your video. Thank you for submitting your show. Enjoy your evening. Oh boy, Naruto, I'm shocked. Let's hear what Carly has to say about Naruto.
Hi. Oh, hey,
Hi,
Carl's
hi.
here. And for all you who know me, this is not a surprise, but Naruto is my favorite anime, cartoon, or show. The combination of the plot, soundtrack, and animation throughout the series is actual perfection, and nothing could be fucking better. To be honest, the first time I watched Naruto, I did not like it. I believe because my sister was watching it at the time, and anything that she was interested in was for losers, but it turns out that I was the loser all along. Growing up with Naruto airing was like growing up with the characters. The show ran from 2002 to 2017, and this also includes the time skip to Naruto Shippuden. My dark years were from 2013 to 2016, and this is when I became completely enthralled in Naruto. I was having such a hard time, but you know what? Naruto taught me how to believe it, and I fucking did. Throughout those years, it was also the birth of Naruto Lover 420, and that's when I fully recognized my full potential. Believe it. Long story short, the show is basically about Naruto wanting to get his his best friend back. We get to see Naruto go through challenge after challenge that would make anybody want to give up, but our boy Naruto never changed his narrative. Naruto also goes through generations of people who are intertwined within the plot, which sometimes can be really messy, but our boy Kishimoto was a mastermind. You'd think after watching 450 episodes, you would know what was going to happen next, but Kishimoto literally had us on the end of our seats throughout the anime with the amount of twists or anything that can trace back to literally the first episode and how everything falls into place. Naruto isn't your average ninja. He's not out here going home to his parents and eating like a king. This motherfucker's parents were dead, and everyone in the village hated this fuck. This is really where the soundtrack plays on your heartstrings. The soundtrack to this anime absolutely slaps, and it really brings the sense of how the characters are feeling throughout the situations that they are in. So when Naruto goes home to his little abandoned house and opens the door and literally nobody is there, the track Sadness and Sorrow starts playing, you cannot tell me that shit does not sting. Naruto is filled with the sickest fight scenes and the saddest deaths. I would recommend everyone to even just give this anime a chance because it's a bop in so many ways. Naruto has literally taught me how to not be an asshole and continue to be optimistic. Life sucks and people are mean, but y'all just gotta believe it and we can do anything.
Was that the end? It just cut to black. Okay, let's let's return up here. Thank you for your sound, your voice clip, Carly. It was great. Let's see what I thought of Naruto. We watched episode 1, season 1. Let's see what our thoughts were. Is the theme song good? I said I bopped along. And I put Redeems the Naruto fight sound alert in the Oh Hey Carl's channel. Carly had to make the Naruto sound alert like 800 points higher than it was because I redeemed it so often. So blame me for that sound alert being 1,000 points or like 1,500 or something. I don't know, but I redeemed it a lot. So it's a thing. There's like 18, the one from the first episode, hoodies. Is there a little guy? I said everyone's big. And child doesn't equal little guy. Thank you for your hydrate hoodies. I have water. This is my impression of Naruto. But just because he's a child does not mean he's a little guy. I said everyone's big. He is not a little guy. Everyone, I hold the right to say you're all wrong. They are 12. You're all wrong. Okay, what's next? Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I said petition for the return of pink-haired Carly. I would like Carly to be this character for Halloween. I don't know their deal. I don't know who they are, but I want Carly to be this character for Halloween because I would like to see that. Thank you. Did it make me feel feelings? When he was able to do the clone thing at the end of the episode, I was very proud of him. So I have it between I almost cried and there were hints of feelings because I was proud of him, but I didn't cry. So it is what it is. I was just proud of this friend that got to do his little trick. So, what's next? It's a cartoon. Is anime a cartoon? Maybe. I don't know. Little trick, but no little guy? Exactly. Nick gets it. Nick is here and understands what this stream is about. Do I like the art style? It's between I enjoy looking at it and it's boring. I'm not that excited by it, but it might be my bias against it from elementary school shining through. Because, like, the same thing as you, Carly, the first time you saw it, you didn't like it. I feel like I'm in the same spot. Like, I saw it in elementary school and I was like, this is for losers. And that's just kind of where my head has been at since then. So what's next? Carly? Carly, don't look! Carly, don't look! Carly! Look away! Look away, Carly! I'm sorry. Daft! Not even a bee. Is Daft here? Oh, Daft is our last video submission. And I would like to tell everyone to buckle up because this video, to be clear, I missed the rubric entirely because work has kicked my ass the past 2 weeks. Daft, it's fine. I would just like everyone to buckle up and have their ears ready. Daft did their entire video to the length of Tank. There is so much information in this video crammed into the length of Tank. So just get your ears ready, sit down, be prepared, because you're about to hear a lot of information in a little bit of time. So let's hear from Daft and hear about Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop debuted in the USA on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim on September 2nd, 2001. Before then, most anime English dubs were an atrocious mess. Seriously, just search YouTube for bad 80s anime dub and have some alcohol handy. This is the anime that legitimized English dubs and gave a lifetime career to Steve Blue and many and voice acting is only the tip of the iceberg as far as how Cowboy Bebop's East meets West core sensibilities have captivated viewers for over 24 years. Everything about Cowboy Bebop is a fusion of genres, styles, and influences. The opening theme of Tank takes its inspiration from jazz, funk, and Latin music. The whole soundtrack continues to dip into bluegrass, big band, heavy metal, choral, pop, swing. Sharp-eared music enthusiasts can also catch homages to music from Tom Waits, Harry Connick Jr., Pink Floyd, and others. First episode, Asteroid Blues, is an obvious tribute to the film Desperado. Viewers will also see parallels to the film Aliens while watching Toys in the Attic, while Mushroom Mamba is a love letter to blaxploitation films. Pierrot Le Fou is titled after a postmodernist French film from 1965, and the entire episode is an anime take on Batman the Animated Series. The film's look and replicate very much like The Penguins, but his insanity and the setting for his amusing Corp showdown is pretty much straight out of a Joker episode. In fact, the entirety of Cowboy Bebop is a reference to spaghetti westerns and samurai dramas that showcase the episode Cowboy Funk. This anime has become a benchmark and inspired many other anime entries long after its final episode. Its cultural influences are still seen in non-anime projects like Joss Whedon's Firefly and James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. The concept of a ragtag gang of space travelers may not have been invented by Cowboy Bebop, but it might have been perfected by this anime. That's the real beauty of the show's mashup stylings. Most sessions of Cowboy Bebop will have something for everyone, and the right session can have something for anyone.
There's so much information in that video, Daft. You really did that. There was no reason that you needed to do that, but you did it. and I appreciate it. So let's see what I think of Cowboy Bebop. We watched the one that took place in Spaceland. Let's see. Oh, Kitty! Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for 16 months. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good day. I have alerts off because we're in our little special stream, but thank you for the sub, Kitty. I appreciate you. Is the theme song good? I have it checked off as added to my playlist. I literally hunted for my iPod Classic from high school, but I can't find it, but I promise Tank is on it. Kitty, I'm glad you're alive. I'm very happy to hear that. But a little background story about Ashley. Ashley was the publicity director on Students' Council in high school. Part of my job was doing the morning announcements. Now I work in radio, can we believe it? But there was 5 minutes between the first bell and the second bell. The first bell was your 5-minute warning. You gotta get to class in the next 5 minutes. And the second bell was you have to be in class or you're late. So I had a 4-minute song that played after the first bell, and then the 1-minute warning song in the last minute, so that people knew they had 1 minute to get to their seat in class or they'd be considered late. And multiple times throughout the year and a bit that I was the publicity director, Tank was my 1-minute warning song, because I just felt like it was the song that got you going. You knew there was 1 minute left to get to class. It was a bop, it was a vibe. So I used Tank as my 1-minute warning song multiple times to let people get to class. So it's not technically in any of my playlists right now, but it used to be. And that counts. That counts. So there we go. A little Shlee lore for you. Is there a little guy? Yeah? Was he in the episode we watched? I don't think so. But look at this little guy. You're trying to tell me there isn't a little guy in Cowboy Bebop when this character's right here, right in front of you? You would be wrong in telling me that there was not a little guy, because look. Finally a little guy I can agree with! Ein read emails! You're correct, Daft. I apologize. I was incorrect. Ein was in that episode. That little guy is smarter than all of us combined. We don't know what you consider a little guy. If you paid attention, you would know. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I put a little check between might cosplay someone on stream, and it would be fun for someone else to cosplay. I don't think I could pull off a Faye, but I could get Frodo involved in an Ed and Ein look. So that could be iconic, right? Cosplay Ein. To the far left! No way. There's not a first soda stream! There's not gonna be a No! Did it make me feel feelings? Spaceland was super unnerving, and just like I was super anxious when that whole scene was happening, because I didn't I felt anxious as we were exploring that area, so there were hints of feelings and it was nervous. I don't remember any of the characters' names. Same. I don't do names. I don't know any names. Who are you? I don't know. I don't know names. What's next? Is it a cartoon? Is anime a cartoon? Maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Is anime a cartoon? I don't know. Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it. It's super stylish. I don't know if I would get it tattooed on me. The little ship would be fun, like a little spaceship tattoo. That would be fun. I don't know. I only made the. You don't need to call me out like this, Ken. You don't need to call me out like this. 24 years old and still looks good. It does. It's very stylish. I like it a lot. Daft, what did you get on this project, on your assignment? What grade did you get? A freaking 8 out of 10. A first time submitter. 8 out of 10. Congratulations, Daft. You done good. You picked a good one. You did great. That's what I'm here for. Beginner's luck. It would have been fine just saying submission. Listen, it's tough talking. Who's next? Brayden, our last entry of the evening. Brayden, when asked what his favorite cartoon was, he said Paprika. So let's hear from Brayden, our final submission of the evening, about Paprika.
Paprika is one of the great works of art of the 21st century. Its greatest feature is definitely the incredible visual beauty of the animation and how well the fluidity of emotion and the dreamlike state are depicted. No movie is better shown for me the feeling of falling in and out of a dream or the feeling of being in an altered state of reality. The plot is also masterful in a way doing what Inception tried to do, but in a much more emotional and visceral way. The animation style is absolutely incredible, with every scene done to perfection in a way only Studio Ghibli has ever been able to match. The characters are deep, interesting, and vibrant, with distinct and fascinating personalities which develop well throughout the film. My personal opinion is that Paprika is one of the great modern films, and I think the only thing stopping it from being discussed that way is the popular bias against animated media.
That was the submission we got from Brayden. Now let's see what I think of this cartoon, Paprika. Is the theme song good? I bopped along. It was a good theme song. It had Big Drive soundtrack vibes. I'm sure this movie's older, but it reminded me of Drive because I saw Drive first. So Big Drive soundtrack vibes. It was good. I enjoyed the theme song. Is there a little guy? There was a whole parade of little guys. Like, you can't tell me there isn't a little guy in this movie because the entire parade in the dream world was little guys. You can't tell me there wasn't a little guy. Look at these frogs. There's multiple little guys to choose from. Choose whoever you want. Any of them, little guy. Is there anyone I would be for Halloween? I said Brayden be Tinkerbell Paprika for Halloween, please. It would be fun for someone else to cosplay someone from this show. I'm sure Brayden would go for this as his Halloween costume. It would be great. Did it make me feel feelings? Icky feelings. I didn't like this scene. This scene sucked to watch. It made me feel icky feelings. And that's all I have to say about that. That scene sucked. Okay. Is this a cartoon, sir? This is a movie? It's a movie? Hi, Tetsuya, how are you? Spoiler alert for Aki. In the dream world, this woman with the black hair was portrayed by the woman with the red hair, and someone in the dream world realized that there was another person in there and split them in half. But it was icky and it was really gross and I didn't like it. It was bad. It was icky. Don't watch it. Just cover your eyes during that scene. It's not PG-13. Sir, this is a movie. Do I like the art style? I enjoy looking at it. It's a lot to look at, certainly. Certainly there's a lot to look at here, but it's nice. I enjoy looking at it. So what did it get? What did this movie submitted to the cartoons judging stream get? I would just like to remind you that it is a movie. It got a 6. If it was submitted to my favorite movies stream, it might have landed higher. It might have landed higher. But because it was submitted to my favorite cartoon stream, which is not movie stream, it got a 6. So before we move on, before we go to the tier list that we've all been waiting for, we've all been sitting here waiting for this magical tier list to appear, I would just once again like to thank Wizard Ken, Aki, Kale, Hoodies, Norsey, Ben, Cyver, Neppy, Carly, Daft, and Brayden for submitting their favorite cartoons to the stream and for putting in your work for your submissions. I appreciate it so much. I enjoyed watching and listening to all of you have a good time and talk about your favorite things. It's always my favorite part of these streams, is just watching everyone vibe and talk about their favorite things. So here we go. Here's our tier list. Y'all remember Haiku? That's S tier. We got Sailor Moon and Arcade in A tier. We got Adventure Time, Cowboy Bebop, Gravity Falls, SpongeBob, and Legends of Vox Machina in B. And then we got Castlevania, Codename Kids Next Door, Naruto, Paprika, and Tom and Jerry in C tier. We're not rioting! Don't riot! I would appreciate it if you didn't riot, please, because I feel like I'm really nice to all of you and I don't know why you're rioting in my chat. I don't know what this is all about. But yeah, do I have to tweet it? Is this the type of thing where I have to tweet my tier list? Oh, well, there's all of my things. Let's tweet my tier list. I judged my chat's favorite cartoons, and they all agree with my ratings. And then here's the tier list. Let's put that on there, and then let's tweet that. So feel free to interact with that if you want. That's a thing that's there. But honestly, thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you for submitting your things. Thank you for vibing. I hope you had a good evening. The stream was a little longer than my streams normally are. I was worried because I had 12 people submit, and in my first stream on like the albums judging stream, I think I had like 24 people submit. So I was worried this stream wouldn't be long enough, but it certainly was. It certainly was 2 hours and 28 minutes long. But thank you all so much for everything, for the hype train at the beginning, for everything. I appreciate all of you for vibing and supporting me and chilling. Dewey, listen, before you go, before you leave, do we plan what the next Shlee Judges will be, or do we figure that out in the Discord? Do we have ideas? Episode 2? I don't know. We have to figure that out. Ben?
Yay, Shlee, great season 2 opening.
Thank you, Ben! I don't know why the alert didn't play, but like I think it's because they've been off all stream. It just needs time to figure stuff out. But thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Check your Discord now. Check your Discord now, Cyber says. It's a request. Chat judges Schlee persona. I don't have a persona, Ken. Check Ashley judges. Let's see. Oh man, there's a lot going on in here. Rate higher than 6 out of 10 or draw 25. Favorite little guy? Daft, I love that. Daft? That's amazing. That Schlee says it's not a little guy. So little guy doesn't actually mean small guy. No. Little guy judge stream, I agree. The Persona series is Schlee's favorite game so far. What? I'm confused now. What's a little guy though? Who knows? Figure it out. Ask Neppy. Neppy knew exactly what I meant, and none of you understood. Judge our favorite numbers between 1 and 10. Aki, my favorite number is 6. So 6 would be a 10 out of 10. You're like fully on the nose. My favorite number is 6. Is mayonnaise a little guy? I need a special alert for 6. I need a special alert for 6. I don't know what it would be, but thank you for the 6 biddies. Oh, thank you also for the 6 biddies. So I scored your fave number. I win. Exactly, Ken. That is how it works. That is it. So shouldn't all the 6 out of 10s be S tier and Hockey U or whatever? No, you're wrong. You're incorrect, and I disagree with you. I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna go. I'm looking at my phone because I have to figure out where we're rating to. There are friends live. Daft, thank you for the 6 biddies. New fantasy hockey team named Get. Oh.
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Thank you, Daft. It's my hockey. Oh yeah, you said hockey. Ken, I'm sorry. My hockey team is Karasuno High. Should I just be Hockey U? Hockey University? That makes sense. That's a good name. Remind me in 2 months when hockey starts. Where are we going? Where are we going? Should I? Hey mods! There's a channel that my mods told me not. Hey, listen, there's a channel. There's a channel that my mods told me not to raid, but I think it would be fun to raid, and I don't want to listen to my mods. Screw my mods. They don't get a say. Should I raid the channel that my mods told me not to raid? There is a channel. This is true. Is it a furry streamer? It is not a furry streamer, unfortunately. When have you ever listened to your mods? This is the truest of true. Okay. I might get murdered. And it's just something we're all gonna have to deal with. We're all gonna have to deal with the fact that Ashley could get murdered while raiding this channel, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Can you let her stream now? Okay, I'm gonna send this raid. Stay there for like 5 minutes. It might appear like nothing's happening, but stay there for like 5 minutes, and I promise you something will happen. So I'm gonna raid out. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm streaming BioShock the first one. I'm streaming BioShock the first one tomorrow. I'll see you at 7:30. I'll see you tomorrow. Should I play on my PlayStation or my Switch? Let me know. Should I bring my PlayStation or my Switch to the office? One is a lot easier to bring than the other, but one looks better than the other, so we'll see. I hope you all have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow for the BioShock stream. I have a good night. Bye.